Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today we're going to be driving a vehicle all the way to Chetek, Wisconsin. Some 300 miles to pick up Angus's jet boat and bring it back to his new property so he can store it. And I figured, what better thing to haul a boat than something powered by a diesel? You're gonna love it. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, damn it!
Angus, how are you?
I was better. What is this?
I snuck something in your shed the other night when you were busy.
Yeah, when did you put this here?
Don't worry about that. So this right here is a 1981 Oldsmobile Delta 88. This is a very, very clean car that I got off Marketplace. It caught my eye because it is in magnificent condition. Like, this thing is cherry. And the best part of all, it was only $2,000. However, there is a catch. This is not the 307 or the 350 Olds or any of those. This is the 350 diesel Oldsmobile engine in this car, and it is already broken. Supposedly this has a head gasket out. I do know it leaks coolant everywhere, but it does run and drive. We're going to try to fix this, drive all the way to Chetek, get a trailer hitch, hook it to the jet boat, and bring it all the way home with a 350 diesel. The worst diesel engine arguably ever made.
You know these were specifically noted to not be used for towing, right?
We have to suffer, Angus. If we don't suffer, no one cares.
Oh, I'm suffering.
Believe
you me, Internet,
about to be.
I am having a bad time now.
Just wait. The guy told me it only likes to fire on liquado de arranque. Starting fluid. I imagine maybe the glow plugs are unhappy. I don't know. Let me give her a snort. Just a touch. Oh, Jesus. Oh. It's alive! It is very loud. What the hell? That might be the loudest indirect injection engine I've ever heard. This sounds like a D9 dozer. Jesus. Makes me wonder if the injection timing's been messed with. Well, that's good. It's already leaking coolant. Good God, what are we doing? I mean, look, perfectly reliable truck right there. All right, bring her out. Oh yeah, look at that. What a beaut. Oldsmobile rims and everything. Crank windows? What?
This car has so many things, yet it has crank windows.
Is it an AC car? It's an AC car with AM FM stereo.
Electric locks.
Electric locks and crank windows.
I think you got an electric trunk button.
Electric trunk button?
Have we looked at the trunk?
Yeah, I don't think so. Hit it. Holy shit, a brand new gas tank. 455 Olds distributor. There's another one. Yeah, he was definitely getting ready for a gasser swap. Well, let's go for a little cruise. Okay. See if it's any good. I mean, there's 50 mile an hour. I bet it'd pull the jet boat just fine if we can get it to live long enough. I don't know. I don't feel any missing cylinders per se, or any inconsistencies really. Whoa!
Whoa! The brakes work.
Hydro boost works real nice.
Wee.
On the wood. 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm lifting. I'm scared. That was a lot of RPM in a diesel. Yeah, I don't see smoke or anything coming out.
It might just be too low on coolant. Did we check that before we left? No.
I'm not entirely convinced it's a head gasket. Then again, you should probably safely just assume that any 350 Olds diesel has a bad head gasket.
Or a bad head.
Oh, or a bad motor. You know, the easy answer is insert brand new 350 gasser. But this has 3/4 tank of fuel, and that would just be a waste.
Honestly. Yeah. Not like you could just put it in your skid loader.
No.
Or the diesel truck that's sitting right behind us. And we certainly couldn't tow the boat home with either of those things. Is it supposed to just rod knock the whole time? Does the horn work? Well, it works.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I'm on board now.
Yeah. With a horn like that, how can you not? I think the block heater's rusted out.
Is a block heater?
Yeah, this big thing, well, the quote-unquote block heater. That's where the coolant leak is.
Well, look, I guess if it's just that, that's fine.
If it's just a coolant leak right there in that hose, is there even going to be enough content for a video here? There probably will, because every time I say that, hell breaks loose, and it ends up being damn near 2 episodes.
I really wish you would quit saying that.
Well, we got our radiator refilled, we got the throttle down, and we are headed to the shop. Let's get this sucker there and determine whether it's just a bunch of coolant leaks, or if there is indeed a blown head gasket, and what we can do to fix it. Alright, so the car is in the shop, as you can see. Giving it an initial look over, we've got some aftermarket stuff going on here. This, I believe, is a pre-filter for the fuel pump before it even goes through the actual filter on the back. And up here, that is an external filter and cooler, secondary cooler, for what we believe is transmission fluid. She's got the setup on her. Perfect for towing.
You're right. Actually, fun fact, didn't you say that the guy who owned this car originally was a transmission rebuilder?
He was, that's right. Then he passed away. He was going to 350 swap it with a gasser. He passed away and it got sold to the guy we bought it from, I believe, and sat for a few years in there. That's why he put that on. He knew what was going on here.
He knew we were going to be towing a boat back from Wisconsin?
He was,
how could he have known that?
Well, maybe he was going to do it.
Oh, he's got a really big transmission pan. Thick aluminum finned pan.
Oh, that's not factory at all. This guy's definitely done some stuff. It's been leaking coolant for a while. If I was a coolant hose, where would I be? There he is. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's pop him off and, from the looks of it, drain the block over here because that's plugged into the block drain.
This thing's super clean.
Oh,
why is it red?
I was wondering the same thing.
Oh, maybe they were using farm diesel. Those bastards.
Yeah, that's just like straight rust. Yeah, that's all right. This thing's fine. It'll make it all the way up there and back.
With the boat?
Yeah, with the boat. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Well, that's not right.
Where's the rest of it?
There's a screwdriver.
Oh, there we go. Oh, God! Yep, there was rust in it. Seeing that our coolant looked absolutely nasty, we decided to pull the other block drain as well and then push the car outside and flush out the entire cooling system. Once that was done, we filled everything back up and fired the car. What we were looking for was extra compression leaking into the radiator. If you guys saw last week's video, you saw an excellent example of this, where Angus's Impala had a bad head gasket and the extra compression in the radiator pushed all the coolant into the overflow until it overflowed. However, in the case of this motor, we pretty much knew instantly that we had a problem. Okay, so maybe a bad head gasket. We might be getting greasy. Finally, knowing there's something truly wrong with the motor, we decided to pop the hood off, push it back outside, degrease the engine bay, and get ready to pull the whole thing. Because obviously there's no other solution than fixing the diesel. Alright, we got her all cleaned up and inside now. Engine actually looks fantastic. It cleaned up really well. I personally have renewed faith that we can fix it. I mean, if it's that clean, why isn't it going to work? Right, Angus? A little bit of context here. A couple years ago, we did a Buick Century that had a diesel that we fired up. It came right to life during the revival, and then we spent 3 episodes trying to get it to run long enough to leave our shop so I could abandon it at my cousin's house, and it was their problem.
Just scrapped it when I said.
Angus absolutely loved that car.
Hated that car.
So that's why the 350 diesels kind of have a reputation on our channel. They've always worked.
No, they haven't. We did the C10 because of one.
So ironically enough, this is our 4th 350 diesel that we've dealt with in the past, and for once, we're going to try to make this one go. With that being said, we need to get down to the head gaskets. I've got some ordered in. They will be here tomorrow, so we need to get this motor to a position in which we can access the head gaskets. And on this engine in particular, you guys saw the coolant, it's pretty corroded. The frost plugs look terrible.
One of them's brand new.
One of them has already been replaced because it rusted out, and I'm guessing, looking at that drain plug, the others are right behind it. So, to fix all that, so we don't have to deal with that on the road, we're going to pluck the entire driveline out of this car and fix it on an engine stand outside of the car because it should be a lot easier to access, and we'll be able to see all of the issues that it has a lot better.
Boy, and it's gonna have a lot.
On top of that, if the engine turns out to be unrepairable, or we can't get parts in time or something like that, because let's be honest, parts for this thing is a nightmare. Regardless if for some reason we need to swap to the 350 gasser, she's already out, already ready to drop the new one in. We're starting off by removing all the accessories and everything out the front of the engine, laying all our harnesses, AC lines, heater hoses off to the side or remove them from the car, and then plucking the motor out just like we have many times before. See, this is what makes it unique. Grandma's
That is so bad?
Grandma's driving around in a flat truck.
It does sound exactly like most.
It's a fucking school bus. For the next couple hours, it was normal engine removal stuff, but with a few more diesel-y steps. We had to remove all the extra cooler lines from the radiator, disconnect all the glow plug wiring on top, and of course deal with the giant mess of vacuum lines that ran the EGR and other vacuum-operated systems. Eventually, we got the radiator out and everything wrapped up on top, and we were ready to head below. How's it going there?
Really bad. Anyway, we noticed something interesting about the transmission.
We sure did. As we pointed out earlier, this has a pan on it. What I just noticed here is, hey, wait a minute, that's a plug for an overdrive or a lockup torque converter. These cars are supposed to have a TH200M.
Oh.
This is a 350. This is a stronger transmission than this car would have ever had. So that's awesome. Great for towing. This car is magnificent underneath. The entire thing, I mean the entire thing, is coated in oil, so
Classic.
very diesel-y of it. But other than that, it is fantastic metal.
God, is that the original muffler?
Yeah, and it's perfect. This is the most perfect example of an 81 Delta 88 I think we'll probably ever see. All right, let's get these trans bolts, cross member, and all that out of here and rip this thing out. Oh my God! Flying towards it. Damn, that thing is heavy. Pretty sure anyone knows of a better engine jack, please let me know. We're gonna kill ourselves with
You don't like this Harbor Freight yet?
It doesn't reach a single engine.
Oh my God.
It's great for Civics.
I'm very frightened by this. Fix.
Got it.
That's Harbor Freight jack. I pumped this hard, it blew up. Not kidding.
What were you doing?
Lifting the F100. It was a floor jack.
The F100 doesn't weigh a lot.
I know! So imagine my surprise when I go dink and it goes boom!
Like the seal popped out the top?
No, the casting exploded.
What?
Yeah!
I feel like you should have been able to sue for that.
Well, I could have, but I didn't die, so I can't.
Oh, it's so sketchy. Take some potential energy out of this. There we go. Motor's down. The next morning, we did the magical dance of putting the engine on the homemade engine stand because it was the only one I trusted to hold this heavy bastard, but also, unfortunately, the only one that's too wide to fit between the legs of the engine hoist. With that on the ground, I turned Angus loose on the 350 diesel because I had to go edit the Impala video. Low plug's coming out okay.
Most of them have come out just fine. I've got two more that I'm working on here, running them in and out, trying to get that mushroomed head to flatten out so it'll come out of the bores. In the meantime, I've got all of our normal accessories pulled off, and we are just about ready to start pulling the intake, valve covers, and the heads.
What Angus is talking about is right here. You can see how the head of that is mushroomed a bit from getting warm. They kind of contract and get shorter and become larger than the bore, or get carbon and stuff built up on them. Like you said, some of them come right out. Some of them you have to run in and out a few times to get that stretched back out or cleaned out, and then they'll come out of the block. This one of the other ones that was fighting you.
Yep. So what's interesting about this design is the threads don't take up the full offset length of the plug itself. So you can pull it out all the way off the threads and still have a mushroom portion of your electrode tip mushroom beyond that. So I'm spinning it and pulling the wrench as I'm spinning, and then working it in and out that way.
Interesting.
That's not super ideal. I wish it wasn't
No.
that way.
You telling me the first diesel they ever came out mass produced for the U.S. in a passenger car had some issues?
Yeah, I am.
Nah.
I've been saying that the whole time. I should kick this engine stand over and just grab that other engine.
I mean, it is.
I've been
sitting there
staring at it this whole time while you've been editing, and I'm like, I could just put it in while he's not looking. Motor's had a quick bath. It's less greasy now. It's just as terrible as it ever was. Looking at you, idea man. Anyway, now we're going to tear it down and see just how quickly we're going to put that gasser in instead. Don't worry about it. Intake's off. It's just that easy. I have to pull the injection pump. I've got all three nuts loosened. Should be ready to pull straight out. Good luck, everybody, I guess. Come on out, but it's coming out. Ta-da! Now, so long as we don't turn it, we should be good. Next up, time for valve covers. It's our favorite RTV. Looks pretty clean inside. Kind of looks like it was just run yesterday. That's incredible. Actually, I found something different. So we got a head bolt, a head bolt, a head bolt, a head bolt. Why does this one look so much different than the rest? You're not supposed to be that way. Kevin! You ordered head bolts, right?
Yeah.
Got you half of one.
Yes, I see. Quite the exquisite piece you brought me. However, it's marked with an F. Thus is your grade.
I demand a recount.
Shit happens. I'm sorry, we're closed.
What? This is...
I forgot these were roller cam motors. That would be one major reason that you would want the DX block over the gasser if you're building a 350 gasser. It's because you can put a roller cam in it for way cheaper. Angus, you wanted me to spin this thing here a whole bunch, right?
What? No, don't touch anything.
Dude, look at the red RTV of doom.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, marking that someone in here had no idea what they were doing. That is not an original head gasket. I don't particularly see a steamed cylinder. Oh, they're 30 over. This motor's been rebuilt.
Who would do that?
It's only got 82,000 and it's been punched out.
This is
I mean, the whole thing is rusty and not happy. Like, that's not supposed to be like that.
Nope, certainly not.
You know what? Actually, Angus, right here. See that? That black? See how these have nice crisp lines around them?
Yep.
This one has black right there.
Yep.
There was a burning diesel escaping into these two ports.
You are correct.
Does our head gasket show similar things? Oh yeah, look at all the burn on that right there. Well, there's that.
Head bad gasket. I wonder if they reused the head bolts for some reason.
I bet they did, actually.
They did. Really?
They're torque to yield, so you're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. These right here are the pre-combustion chambers. That's where the fuel is injected into that chamber. This is why it's called indirect injection. It's injected into this chamber, and then it flows into the cylinder head.
Oh my God, this head gasket looks different than the other one.
They
might have just done one.
I think they just did one.
Or did we just leave this one?
I think that was its third head gasket on that side.
Okay, all right.
Original, after the rebuild,
Give me,
that one with the broken bolt, and now ours will be the fourth.
give me the head.
Well, that one was definitely still sealed.
Come here. Oh, it's just heavy.
Totally different head gasket than the other side. Someone definitely put just one on at one point.
It's probably about the point after that one went bad that he was like, gas motor time. Here we go, playing machinist again.
Good morning, folks. As you can see, you join us as Angus and I are beginning the process of cleaning the engine and prepping it for new head gaskets.
Committing crimes against automobiles, I think is what you meant to say.
Oh, this is how you're supposed to do it, man. Anyway, we're getting this down to the cleanest possible surface. I can rub my finger on this where I haven't gone, and it's rough and gritty. And I rub it over here, and it feels like perfectly bare steel, and that is what we want to land our head gaskets on, so they have the best chance at surviving, because let's face it, they're going to need it in this engine. If you guys are interested in getting one of these for yourself, O'Reilly sells the Titan brand, which Angus is using. But if you want the vastly superior, smaller one, or the same width, or even wider one, go with the Super Scraper brand.
Is that a TM Super Scraper?
That is a TM Super Scraper. These right here, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Innovative Tools Inc. And they will sharpen them for free for life. So, yeah. You want to be really careful with these, make sure they stay flat. Don't want to gall up. Once we get this cleaned up, we'll do the same to our heads, and it's time for gaskets.
Next up on our list is replacing all of our freeze plugs that are in the side of this block. We noticed when we pulled this engine out, it has one brand new plug, and the rest of them are rusty, old, and questionable. So we're just going to pop them all out, including the new one. That'll give us a really good opportunity to clean out our water jacket a little bit better, because this is what it looks like. Ta-da! Ew! I'm gonna go through all the water jackets that we now have open and just flush as much of this rusty, gooey crap out as possible. Oh, it's not even coming out of anywhere else.
Holy hell, dude. Look at everything that came out of that.
You didn't buy a car with an engine, you bought a car with a goddamn coal mine. Yeah,
rolling
coal right into the dang old cooling system. I don't even know what that is. Before we put these new freeze plugs in place, I'm going to put a really thin coat of RTV around where they're going to mount. That's going to help it seal up just that last little bit. We know we've got corrosion in this block, so this will help take up any pitting that might be in these bores where the plugs sit. And then we'll use a socket that's the same inside diameter of the plug. We'll use it to tap that up into place. Perfect.
Well, this just came to a screeching halt. Last night, our engine gasket kit from Rock Auto showed up, and unfortunately, they aren't even close to right. Pretty sure this is all for a small block Chevy. As you can see, those are all small block Chevy displacements, and it even says Corvette on it, so I don't know why the hell that comes up. And I double checked, and sure enough, on Rock Auto, under 350 diesel, the only options for all of these are small block Chevy gaskets. And of course, no one can get gaskets for this thing in time, so it looks like we're not going to Chautauqua this weekend, and I'm going to be searching for parts while Angus goes home to farm this weekend. Until then, I suppose that engine sits right there, and no one touches it. Alright, wish me luck. See you in a couple days. Ah, yes. The engine. As you can see, this thing is not back together. We were waiting on head gaskets all weekend. The last one should get here today. And then we can throw this together, try to get the whole thing running and driving by tonight, and head up to Chautauqua tomorrow morning. Either way, let's go ahead and finish cleaning this up and start putting some gaskets on it. Get this sucker together. There's a lot of water left in those, even after we vacuumed it out.
Well, you know what they say, sucking doesn't do it all.
Who says that? So as you can see, Angus is going through and blowing all the leftover water out of these holes. We've already ran the thread cleaner through them and used the shop vac on them. There's still that much left. Now this is really important because I've seen this happen before. If a bolt makes a perfect seal and it travels down the bolt hole and there's water in the bottom, it's going to compress that water and either not tighten all the way or blow the casting out of the back, which is probably what will happen as it gets hot or freezes as well. So get all the moisture out of the hole.
Or else.
Good way to do that, compressed air. Works a lot better than the vacuum, as you can tell. Ooh, that was a juicy one.
That one was excited to see me.
Okay, here it is. The fabled diesel head gasket. I had no idea this would be the hardest part to get a hold of out of the whole build. Now, I had wondered, are these different from gasser head gaskets? And the answer is yes. This right here, this metal little loopy dude right here is for the pre-combustion chamber, and you gotta have that because that sucker gets hot. You need steel there. The gasser head gaskets do not have that. Easy way to identify these versus the small block Chevy gaskets that Rock Auto is gonna say you need, right here and right here. You have 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, versus the small block. The small block Chev, which comes up on a lot of websites that think they have the right part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head gasket bolts, and a very thin bridge in the middle versus the Oldsmobile, which I imagine is the reason they went with this engine instead of a small block Chev. Unfortunately, it has the least numbered head bolts, and that's why these blow all the time. If you guys are gonna do one of these, make sure you hop online and try to find a set of these in advance. This is the Felpro. The Felpro part number is 8983PT. This is a 30 thou thick gasket for engines that have the piston stick out no more than 25 thou. You can measure this with a caliper or whatever tool you have. Make sure that's below 25 thou. Ours is about 16 thou. So this gasket will work just fine. If your block has been decked a bunch though, you need to go with a thicker gasket. The 8716PT is 10 thou thicker, and that is for engines in the 26 to 32 thou stick out range. There are copper head gaskets and other ones as well. Pay attention to the thickness, make sure you're not going hog wild, or more importantly, probably too thin. AutoZone had one of these, and O'Reilly's had one of these, and took a number of days to get both in, but we got one of them so far, so let's go ahead and put one head on. Hopefully the other one will be in town today. Ready, begin. All right, Mr. Head Gasket, I wish you luck. The odds are against you.
I have to clear this head like your brother. Never mind.
Whoa!
That's a bloopers reel reference, everybody.
Alright, now, to have any chance in hell of pulling this off, we've gone ahead and got ourselves a box of ARP head bolts. These are rated for 180,000 PSI. They should be good. Alright, to put these together, we have a chamfer on the washer that needs to face up so that it meets the chamfer of the bolt appropriately and sits level as such. You put ARP lubricant right here between these two surfaces, and then you put some on the threads as well. This ensures that this can spin when this is bolted down to the head, and ensures that the threads go cleanly into the block. Once that is done, we're going to start in 3 equal steps from the center outward in a spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a spiral from the center out, 3 equal steps all the way to 100 foot-pounds.
Which is more than stock?
Factory is only 85.
Oh my god.
Ready?
Ready.
Huzzah!
That's
Okay.
33.
Yep. No, I'm not trying to give me the fucking... God. Alright, just running these in until they touch right now to keep the head from lifting on a corner as I tighten the middle. Alright, here we go. 33. 33. Alright, here we go. 66.
You can tell we're afraid of it when we're whispering.
Shh, not so loud, Angus. Why do we always do this?
What, real diesels? Yeah, I don't know, Kevin. Why?
Whisper. We always find ourselves whispering around something. Alright, she's feeling really good so far. I've got an even amount of turns on each one. 100 foot-pounds.
This one's for all the nuggets.
Hanging in the threads that have had like 3 different heads on you. Hey God, me again. Oh, this is so scary. You want to use smooth pressure. You don't want to jerk on this.
Yeah,
Or
you
you'll
want to
get
be a
it in.
smooth criminal.
You'll get improper readings. Okay.
Dink!
Bolt shoots out. Okay, while I'm wrapping up the engine over here, Angus is going to take care of the stuff that we need back here to tow a boat. You'll notice there's a distinct lack of towability right here, so I've got just the thing. Turns out they sell entire hitch kits for these on U-Haul. This was like, I don't know, about $274, give or take. We've got the hitch, the receiver, the ball, and the wiring adapter kit, all from U-Haul. With that being said, I'm going to finish putting the engine together. Angus, have fun with this.
Got some sealed air expanding foam, brought to you by Sealed Air. Sealed Air, this didn't get any foam in it, and you should check your centered tips.net.
Wait.
Ow. This one brought to you by Really Firm Gas Tank. Okay, here's our hitch. I suppose it goes in something like, oh, it uses the bumper bolts? Whoa,
That's actually smart.
that's actually really smart. I'm really happy this car's in good shape.
While I bolted on the other head, Angus made some slight modifications to the hitch to get it to fit just right. Huh.
It's perfect.
Oh, it's fixed! Some of the angulations here are a bit goofy, and turns out it's pretty much just for like every GM from 77 to 96, all the supposed B-bodies. But this one, you can see how the frame lands there, and nah, not at all. Thankfully there's a metal shop here in town. I'm gonna run this down and see if they can bend this big bastard. Well, that fix it?
It looks like it has.
We took this down to the old machine shop where they got an 80-ton press and did a little bending to it. Now our angulations are looking way better. Get our U-bolts up in here after Angus marks the holes and we'll be good to go.
Heck yeah. This might even tow a boat.
Arguably helps the car's appearance, especially with Angus's head in the way.
Yeah.
Man, you need a new hat. Good lord.
Hey, I work for a living.
You can get them at junkyarddigs.com. And actually, Angus, you know what else you can get at junkyarddigs.com? A brand new limited edition t-shirt about the Oldsmobile 350 Diesel. I'll put it on screen right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the I Hate Head Gaskets Olds 350 Diesel t-shirt. This is going to be a pre-order. Go to the website, place your order, and in a few weeks' time, once we get them printed and shipped out, you will have your shirt. Once again, this is a pre-order, limited time. You have 1 month to buy these. I can't wait to get some of these to wear myself, but right now you guys can grab them from the website, junkyarddigs.com. And remember, pre-order for the Diesel shirt. It's going to be a couple weeks. All right, let's get back to it. All right, we've got our RTV China walls in place. For once, as far as the air portion of this intake goes, we don't care if it leaks because it's a diesel and completely inconsequential. They don't have a throttle blade anyway. Okay, there we go. China wall looks good. Let's get her torque down. Gravel road car, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna say we might want to rinse this out before we go too far.
Anyway, what Angus is attempting, but there's a bunch of dirt in the way, is once you get the holes drilled, you can take these big old bolts and stick them up one end and you can go whoop, 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 and stick them right through the frame without having to come in from above, which is real nice. Also, we drilled these out because they came with bigger bolts. Oh my God.
All right, feels tight enough to pull a boat.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Let's see how we did. Oh, dude.
Man.
Fantastic. Now we just have to put that in it. To finish up the motor, we put in brand new glow plugs, set the injection system back on it, and then hooked up all the accessories and transmission before dropping it back into the car. Bam! Right into place.
Wham, bam, shang, lang, wow, Black Betty. It's been a day. Now it's time to go like waddle myself back in there and let the jack down.
With the driveline in place, we spent the rest of the afternoon reconnecting everything to it. While we were here, we gave the engine an oil change and changed out the extra filter on the transmission. Eventually that evening, it was time to drop this sucker down and light it off for the first time with new head gaskets. Or, well, actually not the first time, like the fourth time with new head gaskets. But the first time with ARP bolts.
You know how much easier this would have been if we had just put the gasser in?
Yes, I know. If you can't tell, we're exhausted. It's
Don't.
11:30. Either way, the car is maybe to the point of cranking right now. There's a bunch of extra bullshit on this diesel that took us forever to hook up. All these injection lines and plug lines and EGRs and all the bullshit. This is a simple one. I think we're to the point that we can start bleeding the fuel system. Our fuel bowl separator's empty. Our pump and lines are all empty, but all of our lines are cracked. So we're gonna hook our batteries up and start cranking this, see what happens. All right, ready for this?
No.
That sounded weird, right?
Yeah. It sounded very familiar, actually.
Sounded like that bad one we had up north.
Any fuel.
Oh, maybe you can't move it. Maybe we gotta open up lines on the filter.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's get that guy. Damn, that's a hell of a starter. That thing does 100 mile an hour.
It's fantastic.
Is it filling up?
Yep, our fuel separator is nearly full-ish.
Okay, so.
Got fuel.
Alright, glow plugs are hooked up.
Yep.
Got a little more air out of stuff.
Maybe.
Still not seeing a lot of fuel in the injector caps, but I never have on an IDI. Here we go. Oh, you son of a bitch. Give it a little snort. Oh, that was kind of normal. It's alive! It's alive! I don't remember if that thump, 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 thump is normal.
No, it's got the choppies. It's got the cam, you know?
I don't know what it means. Most importantly, I don't think I care right now. Hell yeah. One more time.
For the ladies.
For the ladies. See if the ladies get theirs today.
Mom and gentlemen.
I'm sure it's fine. All right, let's go to bed. See you guys in the morning. Stinks in here. Good morning, Angus.
It is a morning.
It is one of them. We've had better ones.
We've had worse ones, though.
As you can see, we have the intake hat off once again because, as you maybe heard in the film last night, there was a pop, 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 pop noise coming from that bank as if we had an intake valve issue, and we think we have an intake valve issue. So we're trying to get a bore scope down there right now. We've narrowed it down to being, I believe, cylinder 1.
Yeah.
It sounds the loudest when I stick a tube down in there and listen. We're going to deal with this a little bit, see if we can figure out what's going on with that valve, why we're getting back pressure through the intake. And then once that's figured out, we should be good to go. Get the hell out of here.
Alright, intake's opening. Seems to be moving good. Intake is closing. So closing. Intake is closed.
Okay, well.
Intake remained closed. It's at the same level as all the rest of the valves when they moved.
Nothing's weird.
Nothing's weird.
That's the one that had the blown head gasket by that one, right? I gotta wonder if we got a bent valve there or a burned intake valve or something.
Essentially.
Here's the plan. Hear me out. We put everything back together. We ignore anything this car ever throws at us the rest of the time. And we go get your boat.
That was my plan from the start.
Let's do it.
Good luck in there, little buddies.
Well, get everything buttoned up here. Gonna put our intake hat back on. Angus found a book on the back shelf that I believe came from Zimmerman when we did the C10, and it's got all of our vacuum diagram information in it, which you cannot find online, and I should probably show on camera to help people. There's the whole thing. Pause this if it's pertinent to you. Here are all the magical words and such. You can pause the video if you ever need that. There are more pages still.
Oh, there's tons more pages. It's a book, Kevin.
Oh. 5.7 and 6.2. Interesting. Yeah. There's some knowledge for y'all. Good Lord, it just keeps going.
It's a book, Kevin.
I was just hoping this would be a quick bit for people that needed the information.
Here's a quick bit of information. If you
Okay.
don't have the book, probably buy it. They still sell them.
A new wiper blade for you, sir.
Oh, for me?
For you.
Always wanted.
I believe we're going to be traveling exclusively through storms today. So, yeah, we're going to need these. By the way, you can get these Trico rain guards at O'Reilly's from behind the counter. I think they're like $9 regular. And if you have a professional account or a first call account, they're like $3. So, yeah, really cheap wiper blades. They do work good, though. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Round a tree.
Body line's pretty good over here.
Pretty good over here.
Good enough. All right, let's tighten it down and get the hell out of here.
Good gosh.
All aboard the school bus! 82,971 miles. Oh, hear the turbo?
You mean the blower motor? Wow, it really does just slide into gear.
It really do.
My goodness.
Feels slower. Feels a lot slower.
It doesn't have that methanol injection now.
I don't know if my throttle's opening all the way because it's also sticking.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Kickdown's too tight.
Ah, yes.
We had adjusted our kickdown because it looked ridiculously sloppy, and all adapted. And I think it was keeping us from full throttle. Give her a whack.
Oh yeah, that's much better. It's
Okay.
not taut. It even has a little bit of slack left in it at full throttle.
Let's try that.
Excuse me. This thing's got the turning radius of a peanut.
That's better. All right, let's go top off our fluids, put insurance on this thing, acquire a Mook and some more clothes for the trip, and head north.
Wait. Should I pretend that we're accelerating?
Whoa!
go!
When this bitch hits 88 mile an hour, you're about to see some serious rod bearings. All right, we got this sucker insured. She's got all the fluids topped off. It's driving fantastic. There is one thing though. It doesn't like to grab third. On top of that, our HVAC won't come off defrost. So I'm curious if the vacuum pump is working. I believe if there's no modulator, it won't shift. Oh, actually, you know what? I take it back. The HVAC works now. We must have got that hooked up right. So the vacuum pump's working. Alrighty. Wow, look at all these options that would be so much better to do this with. Cough, cough. No, that's not what it's about. It's about proving that we can reject modern ways and embrace tradition, even if it's the worst parts of history. And don't shit with a 350 diesel. Angus is displeased.
If you weren't catching up with me, I thought for sure you would be like, this thing sucks, we can't drive this to Wisconsin. But now you're going fist bumping yourself and shit.
The power's back. It's hard to get it to grab third. I think our trans is hooked up to the wrong spot where it's seeing full vacuum all the time as if we're wide open. And there should, I would imagine there should be a modulated sort of valve off the pump that acts, it changes based on throttle position. Yeah, let's take a look quick while we pack. Whew, almost forgot, Mook. Gotta put one of these on. This right here will make this car invincible. It will be...
Put two on.
We probably should, yeah. This thing's gonna be one of those that might go through them like nicotine patches. Get your own, junkyarddigs.com. Keeps everything running. We've got, anyone know the mileage, actually?
A number greater than 1. In hindsight, I probably could have looked at the phone.
Hi, Mom.
That's what I just said.
All right, gang, we have 327 miles to go one way. And then grab a boat and head back. Here we go.
I want to go home.
We've gone too far. There's no going back. Well, moving our hose around didn't fix our doesn't shift issue. Second.
Arguably, it's made it worse.
Oh, I just gotta floor it, then it grabs third.
What?
There we go. Oh, there's third.
Oh.
There we go. That was first that we couldn't get out of.
Ah, good.
Yeah, that might have made it worse. I don't know. We'll troubleshoot that while we drive. 330 miles. Let's go. With that, we hopped on the highway and put the hammer down, which just caused the transmission to once again stay in second. All right, detour time. We've gone down the highway a ways. This thing refuses to shift into third on its own. We have to just fight it into gear. So we're gonna swing by O'Reilly's and pick up a new vacuum modulator because we've played with the vacuum, we've played with the kickdown, and nothing has made any difference at all yet. So I think that big old modulator is junk. We can't adjust it, it's all froze up.
Yep. While we're at it, we could probably check the hose that runs to it, make sure there's nothing stuck in it, blocking the passage.
I have seen that before.
Yep. This rebuilt transmission,
Yeah.
I really didn't think that would be the biggest issue on this Olds diesel car.
That diesel's running fine. The transmission's gonna be what stops us from making it to Shatek.
So dumb. There I was, my penis in a pickle. All right, we're stopped at O'Reilly's. Kevin's inside grabbing a vacuum modulator for the transmission. I'm working on getting the transmission modulator out. I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't see anything. Let's begin.
Voila.
If we make it back, I'm burning this car to the ground.
What happened down here?
It's stupid.
That right there is the adjustment on our modulator valves. That one down there are way different, as you'll see here in a second. Time to feed the baby bird.
That's exactly what I think baby birds do too. Dang it. Come here, old bastard.
Look at the size of that honking.
Oh, it's a honker indeed.
Yeah, that adjustment did no do. Well, into the trash can. Let's see if that fixes it. Well, I've been talking to my buddy Ben, our transmission guru, about this. He said the diesels used a black and red stripe modulator. The gassers used a red and red stripe. Pretty sure we just put a red and red on here. Before we took off, though, I had Angus check for vacuum at the line, and you got
None.
nothing, which the car would think is wide open all the time. So we either have no vacuum or something's hooked up wrong.
I can blow through the line.
You can blow through?
Yep.
All right, well, ain't that. All right, we figured it out. We had a couple vacuum lines that were missed, somehow still off. We got those back on now, and Angus checked, and there is vacuum down at the modulator, and now a new modulator. If this doesn't work, we quit.
Never give up, never surrender, unless it's inconvenient.
Second,
Nice.
third, boom! All right, let's go to Shatek. Good job. We're getting on the interstate. We need to adjust the modulator. It kind of just goes for third right away. We're just too good now.
Oh, great.
A few turns in ought to fix that, but manual down to second here and stand on it. Look at this. 60, very nice. All right, hammer down. We'll get fuel in Story City. Okay, just like that, we've gurgled our way all the way up to Story City.
With the cruise on.
With the cruise on. Honestly, there is absolutely zero indication that we're even in a diesel car when driving. I mean, the wind and bad door seals are louder than anything else. We're gonna pull off here, put some fresh fuel in this thing, and just give her a good once over. Make sure that we're good to go after 20 miles or whatever it's been. With that, we fueled up at the gas station with 15 gallons of diesel. Now this confused the hell out of me because I didn't think this had that big of a tank, and it was already indicating a half a tank when we got there. But as it turns out, according to the manual, this thing has a 27-gallon fuel tank. With the tank full, we hopped back on the interstate and set the cruise at 70 on the speedo. The speedo gear in that 350 might be a little off because we were doing 80. The car really didn't seem to mind though, so we kept the hammer down and headed north. I think this is how they got the mileage back in the day. Very nice. Also, if you look off on the left, you'll see the mountains.
Yes, the towering cumulonimbus cloud.
That must be the thunderstorms they were talking about. Okay, so Angus just did a little math. If we truly got 30 miles per gallon and have 27 gallons of fuel,
It's 810 miles is our range.
that is job.
We could go to Shatek and back, and then go to the shop back and forth for a week with that.
That would be ridiculous. We do have a tailwind right now, so we will probably get really good numbers on the way up. The gauge is still pegged past full, and it's been another 40 miles. This is like the more compact version of the 98, but with triple the mileage.
I would say it'd be
More
a good
than-
go into work car, except for we work and we're really dirty, and this car is really white.
Good point. This is like go to a clean event car.
So we're never gonna drive this car ever again.
Nope. For a car we just had the engine out of and mostly apart the day prior, this thing was running fantastic and going down the road with no issues. I set the cruise as we headed towards the Minnesota border and away from the clear blue skies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the great state of Minnesota. Welcome home, Mook.
Thanks.
Angus, welcome back to your hell.
I can feel my insurance going up by the second.
Okay, we got like 200 miles left to go. E,
B,
E,
C.
oh yeah.
No, that's not after C.
Oh no. You know they say a slow rain's a lot better than a hard rain. As we continued on through the state, one Chris Lindahl sign at a time, Angus began to get a little bored. Get away!
Look at that fucking nose.
God! Why are you like this? HR dock is pay! Get away from me!
No, he's fine.
Eventually, I was able to find something to keep him busy, and we sent him digging through the glove box.
Remember when you could get a set of tires for $260? Yeah, me either. But apparently you could in 95. Well, I think these are the tires that are on it.
What are they?
Golden Mark 215 75 R15.
Those are older than me? And we're just zipping down the road. Those can't be the same tires. Is there a mileage on that?
Yeah, 59,901.
Those are probably the same tires. Well, this is fine. What else you got?
Hopefully another tire receipt from more recently.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we got Quick Jeff and Quick Becky. Anyway, here's how to work seatbelts. If you don't know how to work seatbelts, I'm going to send Tommy back there and beat you over the head with it because you are a... Never mind. That's a Tommy Boy reference and I cannot continue it. Oh, here's our new car warranty information,
Ooh.
except California.
What's the info? Where was it bought?
Sold to Mr. Marlin
Mount Pleasant.
Donald Marlin?
Yeah.
Is there a price on it? What year? 81?
1981.
In other news, we have traveled 123 miles, I believe, and the gas gauge is just starting to move. That is nuts. Hey.
Oh, Mook's got nuts.
As the rain began to come down, we pulled off on the Lakeville exit to use the bathroom. All was well until on the way out, a cop followed us out of the parking lot and pulled us over for no plates. By the way, 03 last time it was registered.
Hello.
Howdy.
Cool car.
Thank you. Well, that was only a matter of time, right?
Yeah, we were overdue, really.
It's all Mook's fault. I've only been pulled over twice, and you were there both times.
Hi.
Anyway, yeah, back on the road. Welcome back, folks. We're at 83,235 miles done now. We approach, still not there, but approaching 3/4 of a tank remaining. And as you can see in front of us, we are entering Wisconsin. As we crossed the border into Wisconsin, we put the hammer down, eager to get the Chetek. There were only 73 miles left to go, and we were pretty confident the car could pull it off. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chetek, Wisconsin. We are at about a third of a tank use, so I'm really excited to get this to the gas station, get her filled up, but we'll probably do that in the morning. For now, though, let's go meet up with some friends at Chetek, have a beer, and we'll see you guys in the morning.
Good morning. Only made that stair really narrow.
You know what? I'm surprised you're in such a chipper mood.
Why?
Seeing what's in front of you and the task at hand.
It's all downhill from here. I've just accepted my fate.
That the diesel 350 Oldsmobile might be amazing.
No, not that.
I
I've
know.
accepted that if something goes wrong, there's not shit we can do about it, so I don't have to lay on the cold ground. I'll just sit in the car.
To start our morning off, we headed into town to refuel the car with diesel and see what our mileage was on the trip up. Right to life. According to Google Maps, we've done 305 miles. According to the odometer, which is off, we've only done 280. I don't think our ratios in the TH350 stuff is right. 11? Oh, that's good. 11.16. Now remember, this still has some goofy injection pump stuff going on, and it had 3 people in it. 27.5 miles per gallon.
Jeez.
In a 1981. All right, let's go get a boat.
We're gonna need a bigger car.
That boat's a lot bigger than I remember it being.
We brought a diesel. Diesel's for towing, right?
Yep, sure are. All right, let's dig it out.
After a bit of shuffling and airing up some tires, we had the boat hooked to the car for better or worse, and it was time for the big reveal. Results at 1 mile an hour. You can't even tell it's back there. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, good. Immediately train tracks. Good. Trial by fire.
Nothing.
Okay. There we go.
There
it
it is.
Yep.
It,
It's doing it.
it is doing the do.
It's like totally fine. Huh. Man, good thing we got this torquey diesel that I knew would tow the boat. No problem.
Yeah, you definitely didn't doubt it the whole time we were trying to hook it up.
No, I was not looking for any excuse to not do this at all.
We've done it. We're towing.
We're towing the boat, 55 mile an hour with a diesel car. 314 miles to home. We're doing avoid highways to keep us out of the 70 mile an hour regions. The fact that it's working is the worst part.
Don't say things like that. Knock on the dash for luck.
Knock on the imitation plastic wood.
Well, I'm imitation afraid.
Hopefully we're imitation lucky.
This was imitation a good idea.
With our confidence about as high as our hitch clearance, we started south on the Wisconsin back roads. Everything was actually going quite well. In fact, the car seemed to be towing the boat with no real issues. Then again, we only had one gauge to keep an eye on any vitals, and that was the fuel gauge. Alright, well, we've done 70 miles since we filled up. As you can see, that has moved quite a bit already. On top of that, we can also hear the diesel injection events a lot better. She's going through a good bit more fuel pulling, a boat.
Ah, yes, trailer towing. Caution, do not try and tow any trailer more than
5,000 pounds gross trailer weight with a gasoline engine, or more than 2,000 pounds with a diesel engine, no matter what trailer towing equipment is installed. Oh boy.
Anyway, welcome to
Nominee.
Thank you. We've traveled like, I don't know, 30 miles, and we have 275 left to go. Let's keep her going.
Keep her moving.
Come on, girl. Up the hill, slow and steady.
Like toppings sliding off a hot pizza.
It's about as fast, too.
Oh boy.
This thing is slow and relentless on this journey. Like an old man in an LTD backing over a handicapped parking sign.
What are we doing?
As we drove through the beautiful Wisconsin countryside, I couldn't help but think about the 60s, 70s, and 80s and how much people used to tow with cars back then. It's never something I'd tried before, but I know people used to do it all the time before big diesels came out, and hell, we've revived cars that have hitches on them. And on paper, it makes sense. I mean, this thing's way more comfortable than any truck I've ever ridden. You can haul 6 people in it if you had to. You have all the trunk space. On a lot of cars, you had a full boxed in or C-channel frame. It's the same driveline, same transmission, and the same axle that you would have had in most of the trucks. Heck, you could even order these cars from the factory with a towing package, and a lot of cars came with a provision in the bumper to add a Schrader valve for air shocks so you could raise the back of the car for added trailer tongue weight. Like I said, I'd never tried this before, but so far, I was very impressed. This might have to be a new standard for small stuff like boats and snowmobile trailers. This is way better than shaking down the road in a 3/4 ton. I can't do 80, but I don't care, because look at the scenery and the experience we get to have. Eventually, we crossed the border from Wisconsin back into Minnesota.
We're still going.
We are still going. We're going slower and slower. Our fuel gauge is now below a 3/4 tank. We've done 160 miles, however. Still ridiculous mileage. But we're having trouble doing 55, 60 now. It seems like I leave stop signs, just put it on the wood, and we kind of meander forward. So, might be a little warm, a little inefficient. Might be getting way windier. I don't know. It's hard to say on the wood. 15, 20, 25, 30,
Second gear.
35, 37. It almost feels stuttery. Or is that the boat in the wind?
Might be the boat.
We're going to try to find somewhere to eat here soon. Let this sit and cool off for a little while, and then we'll keep going. Okay, we've stopped for lunch. Listen to this. Ooh, big smoke cloud out the back. Oh, good.
Oh god. That's pretty good.
Okay, well, we're gonna ignore that. Let's keep going. After lunch, we hopped back in the car and continued south. Now earlier, despite being down on power, we were still able to do 50 mile an hour, but for some reason now, it was getting worse. I literally can't push my foot any further to the floor. We can only do 45, and I think it's getting worse.
Yep, I think you're right.
What would be making this slowly worse and worse? Should just lose a head gasket and just, well, that power's gone now. Continue on with what's left. Are we losing a lift pump?
Maybe, but why would it be blowing smoke and no load?
Probably a blown head gasket and the lift pump.
That probably wouldn't help it.
I don't really hear it working anymore. Like, I don't hear injection noises.
No.
We're down to 40 now.
Yeah, I think it's dying is what it's doing.
Well, I'll just keep it right here on the floor, and we'll keep down the road at 30 mile an hour. The fact that it's slowly getting slower is weird.
That is weird.
And it seems like we could maybe fix that. It's not making weird noises.
No.
At all. Oh, there's a little town coming up here in like a half mile. If we can make it there, we'll pull off. We'll give her the old clueless once over. I'll
Yes.
call Wyatt. And then we'll go from there. You know what? I'll just call him now. Hey, question.
Yes.
Let's say you were driving an IDI that just started getting slower and slower and slower.
I think your advance ring in your pump coming apart and is losing housing pressure in your pump.
Oh.
What do we do about that?
You get a pump.
Oh.
Would that maybe be also related to our runs like crap when we rev it up, smoke out the exhaust issue?
your timing advance. So if you're having raw fuel coming out the exhaust, it means your timing is too late. Is it like a whitish, grayish color?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your advance ring without your pump. Yeah, I haven't been inside any of those DB2s personally, so I don't know 110% how the advance size works. I just know if they can't advance that ring, or if the ring has failed, they run like absolute assholes, or they don't run at all.
That sounds
Makes
about
sense,
right.
yeah.
This feels like we're driving absolute assholes. We're down to 25 miles per hour on the highway.
I'm gonna make a phone call to
Okay.
one of the guys that used to fuck with these things, and I will get back to you
All right.
with information.
Thank you much. I've driven tractors faster than this. Well, you know, might as well open the window and enjoy the scenery. The beautiful state of Minnesota. It just sounds like we're idling out there. I think that advance ring let loose, like Wyatt said. We'll see what he says we can maybe do to remedy that.
So I have good news for you, sir. I don't know how good it is, but it may get you home. That little fitting ball that comes out of the top of the pump, kind of point towards the front of the car,
Yeah, the return line.
the return line. I called the lead tech at the shop, and he said what you can do to get yourself home is to pull that valve out and then hollow that fitting out. Whether or not you take a punch and beat it out, or find a way to get the actual check ball out of it, just remove that so you can let the chunks of, and it's not the advance ring, it's the governor ring coming apart, just to let them go back to return into the tank.
Okay, so the pressure is holding the governor down.
Yes, you have too much housing pressure, which is affecting your fueling and timing. On the flip side of this, I'm going to let you know that you and your viewers could hopefully have a really good time if you drive this too long like this. This is to get you home, not a permanent fix. What could happen is it could go wide the heck open to a point where it doesn't shut off when you turn the key off, and you have a party in front of you.
I like parties.
You'll have 135 horsepower of pure awesome at all times. There's a governor cage and another housing in there, and if you run it like this too long, you'll shoot through that governor housing and you lose control of everything because it's wore the housing away, and then the governor just goes to full fuel. Or it shuts off and does nothing ever again. This will happen like hundreds of miles down the road. I don't think you have hundreds of miles, but I'm saying don't drive it like this too much longer after you get home.
Okay, I mean, we have 200 miles to go.
You should be fine.
Is that your official diagnosis?
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. All right, well, you heard the man. Time to get greasy. Okay, here we are by the Brownsdale Fire Department.
Perfect.
The fitting and check ball Wyatt is talking about is this guy right here, our return fitting, and specifically the stuff in this steel McGee. We're gonna pop him off, punch all the guts out, and see what the hell happens. Okay, now we fire it up and hit the road. Oh yeah, look at that. It's clogged full of shit. It's like dirt shit. Piece of wire we found here in the toolbox. Alright, Wyatt just confirmed. It says it looks like coffee grounds when it goes bad. It's exactly what this looks like. That's that governor ring. I took the screwdriver, knocked the little glass check ball out. Just put this right back in here. And we'll give her a go. Arguably idle's a little better too, so I've been texting Wyatt, why is our idle so sporadic and weird, and he said you're probably losing the governor ring. Now had I known that to be something that would fail on the side of the road, I probably would have brought the other pump with, but shit, this was way easier than changing pumps. Back on the road, 3 hours left to go.
Oh my god.
This has been a problem since the very start. We're making more power right now than we ever have on this trip. Alright, well there you go. If you got an IDI that slowly comes to a halt and you need to get home, you can take that out, knock the glass check ball out, blow all the crap out, put it back on the car. When you get home, send it off to be fixed. And if you want to send it off to the best place there is to have it fixed, you can send it to the shop where Wyatt works in southern Iowa, around Red Oak. Precision Diesel, I believe. They do an excellent job with pumps. Pumps is their thing. And, well, they've saved our asses once again. 55, yep. She's back up and running on all 8. We don't have to do head gaskets.
Yay!
Yet. Okay, here's another telltale sign that I was ignoring. I don't know how well you guys will be able to hear the diesel injection events, but if you listen, you'll hear them get stronger and weaker as I slow this down and stand on it. It'll be like, that's the injection timing jumping all over because that governor or advanced plate, whatever one went bad, is jumped. So if you hear that, know that you need to get that fixed. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear it on camera, but it's pulling all the same, but the timing's jumping all over on our pump. There's advanced springs and weights and shit in that pump that are affected by that exact seal going bad. So if you see coffee grounds in the return, or you hear that going on, or your idle is weird and sporadic and you know you don't have air getting in, send that pump off, get it rebuilt. Precision Diesel. 146 miles left to go. This thing's doing 65 mile an hour with the cruise on now. This is fantastic.
Stop jinxing it. God, why do you do this?
It's immortal. It doesn't care.
Stop saying that.
With the car now deemed immortal, we set the cruise and traveled all the way south through Minnesota and back into Iowa. This thing was now towing the boat better than ever as we made our way closer and closer to home. With the number of 350 diesels we worked on the channel, it was about time we got one that was good. Even if it was a motor that's been completely rebuilt and we did head gaskets and ARP bolts on, finally we had one that was behaving well and honestly getting excellent mileage. As the sun set, we continued down Highway 65 south until we stopped for fuel. We didn't need it, we just wanted to know what the mileage was. Oh, I guess 20.
Whoa.
300 with the boat and some fuel issues. Dude, we still got 16 miles a gallon. That's still better mileage than the F350 would have got. Because it only ever gets 16 without anything behind it.
It's too bad the rest of it sucks. Oh, the car is great. It's too bad it doesn't go or stop or twist.
It actually kind of does. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It drives perfectly tolerably and gets incredible mileage. You want to drive the last 30 miles?
No.
Oh, come on.
What?
Come on.
I've spent this entire trip bad-mouthing this engine. If it's going to forever break down, it's going to be with me behind it.
We're close enough we can call Phoenix by now.
This is a stupid engine and a stupid car, and this is a stupid idea.
I'm going to drive this thing for 30 years out of spite.
You're going to drive this thing for the rest of the week until its time runs up.
Hit it. Right to life.
Sounds disgusting from here.
What a unit.
I got you this book.
Thanks.
Does this seat go back further without killing Mook?
Please don't.
Can I go, like, is that fun? That's the same spot. Are you pushing me forward, you little shit?
Yep.
Wow, this pedal does hardly anything for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of slow.
Well, I knew that.
I meant, like, slow to react. Throttle response ain't the best.
It is doing things. I can admit that it's pulling the boat.
Despite all of Angus's unjust complaints, the Oldsmobile gurgled on for the remaining 30 miles.
You know, now that we're practically here, I can finally voice my concern of I have only ever driven this trailer like maybe 15 miles.
Wait, what?
And I'm really surprised that I made it all the way back.
What?
These tires were all flat.
The angry batch of bullfrogs under our hood has pulled it off. Le shop. Alright, there you go. We've made it to the shop. Angus's car is here. He's going to take that, go home. We're going to go home and sleep. And then tomorrow morning, we'll unhitch this sucker from the diesel into the shed of which it belongs and successfully have delivered your boat home.
What an adventure.
Oh, we aren't done yet. Oh, gosh. See you in the morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You join me as I pull into Angus's yard. This morning, the car fired right up, towed the boat all the way over here from my house, and now we're about to grace Angus's morning with the presence of his favorite car. Oh, here he is. Good morning, sir.
Morning. I can't bear believe we did that.
There you have it, folks. From one shed in Wisconsin to another down in Iowa, 300-something miles away. The Olds Diesel pulled it off. And honestly, I have to say, for once, I'm quite impressed with one of these. This thing got 27 miles a gallon with 3 people in it, an injection issue, and 80 mile an hour all the way there, and then pulled a boat all the way home with 3 people in it, even more injection issues, and got 16 miles per gallon. If we can keep this thing alive, the mileage and the unique gurgly underhood noise that it makes all the time is worth keeping this thing and worth driving the frickin' wheels off of it. Don't forget your limited time pre-release shirts, junkyarddigs.com, as well as all the other t-shirts we have up on the website. Closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts, it's not that bad.
Not that bad?
It's not that bad.
I'll take it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you right here next week for another one.
Revs to the moon, injection pump dies, wipers turn off.
Alright, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.